This is Two Chicks Talkin Flicks, where we review movies. Love them or hate them, someone's got to do it. So enjoy the show. Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm April.
And this is Two Chicks Talkin Flicks.
And anything else that gets in the mix.
So April, we are continuing April's month of movies.
Yep, we're wrapping it up.
Even though I don't think it'll be, well, will it be April when?
No, it'll be May.
On Tuesday?
It's going to be May. Today's the 30th.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know my days. Yeah, tomorrow is the 1st, huh?
Yep.
Oh, so excited for the...
It's going to be May.
It's gotta be May. I just saw a Lance video on Instagram where he was changing a conference room that said Backstreet Boys to NSYNC, and the song It's Gonna Be May was, or It's Gonna Be Me was playing. So, yeah, we're doing this. It's late.
Yep.
It's late notice, but that's okay.
Uh-huh.
We adjust.
Yes, we do.
We roll with the punches.
Exactly.
And so we're here.
Mm-hmm.
So April, why don't you tell the lovely folks, all of our chickadees, what we're doing today?
We are doing Ready Player One.
Yay.
This was another of my birthday movies. Mm-hmm. And oh my God, I actually read this book.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 copies of this book.
Oh, wow.
Because I bought the first one, right? I loved it. Let my friend borrow it. And she never gave it back. Mm-hmm. So then I really wanted to reread this book so much that I ended up having to buy another copy. This time it was the crappy paperback version.
Yeah.
And I misplaced it. I read it, and then I wanted to reread it again, but I was like, no, I am not buying another copy of this book.
Yeah.
So then I ended up downloading a Kindle version. Actually, you know what? I have 4 copies of this book because my friend for Christmas gave me back my book. So I now physically have 3 copies and 1 copy is in limbo. So that's how much I love this movie and this book.
Huh.
This is my my comfort zone book. I remember scenes that I just go back and I reread those scenes, I love this so much.
So I was going to do some investigation into it, and then I didn't. So for those who don't know, I'll give a layman's review on the movie. Mm-hmm. So basically, we have our main kid, Wade.
Yep.
And they live in, he was born in 2027. So he's 15, 16? Mm-hmm. Something like that. So extrapolate that with math. But they're basically, people stopped fixing up stuff in where he lives in Ohio.
Yep.
And so they just kind of pile stuff on top of stuff, and you basically, wherever you land, that's where you live.
Yep.
And everything's VR. So basically everyone lives their life in the VR world. Mm-hmm. And you have to collect coins to do anything. And if you die, everybody else gets your coins. And it's kind of just how they're living. Mm-hmm. And then this creator of that VR world, Oasis.
Yeah.
He died, and he left everybody with this challenge to complete these 3 levels, collect these 3 keys, and you could have the Oasis kingdom, basically. Yep. And so he and all these other people are out to try and get it. So when I did not want to watch this movie, I was because I didn't really know what it was about. Mm-hmm. I'd heard of it. I'm not really into video games. So I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
This is not my bag.
Yeah.
I was not looking forward to it. Of all the 4 movies that you chose, I was like, God, I do not want to watch this. Uh-huh. But I enjoyed it.
Good.
I'll rate it later, but it was much better than I thought it was going to be. I definitely love the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
It felt like not only was the creator, because I'm guessing he must have been a kid when like we were kids. Like
exactly. Yeah.
so he's in our age bracket.
Yeah.
So all the songs are like 80s songs. So I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is great. And he just is nostalgia for that old like feeling of playing video games and doing all that kind of stuff. So it was really interesting. It was way more interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You know, I liked it. Mm-hmm. I don't remember where I was going with why I started talking.
I will say, though, I have seen this movie several times, but obviously watching it this time to critique it, I had a huge reflection. You see, the reason why I identify with this so much is because in the early, like in the 2000s, like the 2007s, 08s, 2010s, I was into role play, right? Like
RPG.
on Facebook. I was into, not on Facebook, on MySpace. Those were the days. I played World of Warcraft. I was in guilds. Like I completely understand everything.
Yeah.
And I realized that I am the bad person. Like not to the point where I'm part of the Sixers, okay?
Yeah.
But
the Sixers are the bad people in this that are trying to get the Oasis, and they're going to destroy it, basically.
Well, they want to take control of it to make money and stuff, even though they're making a buttload of money. But like, I realized, like, you know, the Gunters, that's like, yeah, we called our group the Alliance. But we were not the good people.
No.
We were not. We raided people. We destroyed shit. Like, we were number one. And like, I mean, it's all a game, you know?
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Like, in this world, we, like the High Five have their little core group, you know? We would have had our core group, and we would have been working as a team to solve these Easter eggs, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas them, they were kind of like they interacted with each other from time to time. But other than Percival and H, you know, they were like, you know, they were best buddies. And the other two Asian kids, they were best buddies, right? But they kind of like yeah, like we would have been working together the whole time. And you see, our group.
So you wouldn't have been working together to help everybody in the group. You would have been working together for one of you to win. Is that what you're saying?
Well, see, even though we were all in the same group, we would still backstab each other, lie to each other, you know, like we were a huge group.
You're a group of convenience, not a group of...
Yes. And like some of us sometimes would ban off, you know, and we would be fighting amongst each other. Like it was the Wild West of the MySpace days.
That's why a group of girls can never be friends.
No. They were guys. Like,
I know.
I was one of the few girls in the group.
No, I was just saying in general, that's why you can't have a big group of girlfriends, because they're catty and they will backstab and they will talk trash.
Honestly, I think there was only 2 girls.
Yeah.
There was only 2 girls. And it was like sometimes some people would infiltrate other groups to destroy them from the inside out. Like I said, it was all a game, you know, and then the other people would get mad and we would be snickering and laughing. We would have our little chat rooms going, talking about, like, there were so many chat rooms, okay, on everything. Oh my gosh. I remember we would have MSN had a messenger, AIM had a messenger. I think MySpace had a messenger. There would be so many little groups. We would be text messaging each other. We would be doing like 3-way calls with like 20 people. Like I still think of them as my online family. I really only talk to 2 of them now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like those were the heydays, like good times, man. Oh my gosh, like so much shit went down.
You know, I'm so glad that I never did any of that stuff.
You wouldn't have done it, I don't think.
No, I would have been a good guy. I'd be like, no, guys, everybody should be able to play.
Well, you can. Like, okay, so back then, MySpace, like you could create rooms. Like I remember there was this one group, we hated them. You would probably have been in that group, Goody Two Shoes, right? They would make little rooms and they would have little parties Friday, Saturday night, right? And it's exclusive.
Like me.
It's exclusive, right?
Oh, that's not me.
No. Well, what it is, you have to be invited by somebody in the room.
Yeah.
So that's when other people in my group had other accounts, right? And then they would like infiltrate, get invited into the room. And then once they were in the room, they would invite all of us in and we would come in and like totally kill everyone. And it was great.
That explains so much about you.
What do you mean? Wait.
So much.
Like I hate to say that we were the bad guys. I hate it. But like,
have you never realized why you gravitate towards the dark evil forces in all of these movies?
I like you say this every single time. And like I always disagree because I'm like, no, you know. And like, it was really like looking at this movie from this perspective that I'm like, dude, first of all, we would have gotten those eggs. I could promise you that right now. We would have fucking gotten those eggs. I used to play Clash of Lords and Clash of Clans. And again, like we would dominate this shit. Like I got so obsessed with Clash of Lords too that that's when I uninstalled Facebook from my phone because you would log in through your Facebook account, but you could only play it for so long before you had to buy more shit because you run out of lives or whatever. So that's when I had like 5 accounts. I would log in through my Facebook, my fake Facebook, my friends, my dad, my brother's Facebooks. I had like 5 accounts and I would just rotate through my lives. And like, yeah. I remember there was this one chick, she was so stupid, right? She didn't even have a real character. Her name was Nighty, like a nightgown. And her avatar picture was of just some like model in lingerie, right? And we would always, she wasn't in our group, right? But of course you interact. And so we would make fun of her all the time. And then this one dude, he was like, oh yeah, I'm dating Nighty. And then he would come back and like Kiki, you know, it's like, she's so dumb and stuff. Like, yeah.
You know, in real life,
yeah,
you're the nice one and I'm the bully. But in video game world, you're the bully. You're a mean girl.
I remember like
look at that girl with her stupid nightgown.
Dude, it was lingerie. Like she was role playing a made up character.
Uh-huh.
Like, what the hell? And then like, oh my gosh. So talking about being mean, you remember AIM chat rooms?
Yeah.
I would go into these rooms, and as soon as somebody would come in, I'd be like, oh my God, you're so dumb, you're so stupid, or whatever. Just like open with an insult. And then that person would be like, why? What did I do? And I was like, well, if you have to ask, And then
such a bully.
no, but here's the thing, like my mentality is if I walked into a room and somebody started insulting me, I'd be like, whatever, you don't know me, I don't know you, right?
Yeah.
And so like it's just funny to see people get so riled up over nothing at all.
But you don't know what they're going through, April. Maybe they were having a really bad day. And they got into this chat room to like meet some friends because they don't have real friends in real life. And all they have is online. And
they can go into another chat
You're
room.
a dumbass. And they'd be like, what did I do?
They're too sensitive for this world. They shouldn't be going into chat rooms. Okay. You never know what you're going to get hit with. Oh, and then I love fighting with people about the world is flat. Like online, I'm one of those flat worlders. Like, oh my gosh, I love getting people riled up when they try to convince me that the world is round. And I like just make up the craziest shit ever. And I remember one time, one person was like, okay, explain to me why the pictures from outer space, the world is round. And I'm like, first of all, we've never been to space. Those are fake pictures. Second of all, have you never noticed that the windows are round and camera lenses are round? It's edging out the shape of the world.
Yeah.
That is so
Just say
dumb. It makes no sense.
No, it does make sense. Just tell them that it was clearly taken with a widescreen lens.
Oh, I don't know cameras like that.
Or a oh God. I can't think of what it's called now. Lens baby. And that makes everything round.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to see if I can remember that next time. Yeah. But yeah, I love that. Like people will go off sending me paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of how I'm wrong. And then I would be like, oh my God, I can't even argue with you. You're too stupid to understand. I would send them one line and they would get so mad and so upset. And I loved it. It was so much fun. Like,
we need to put that genie back in the bottle. I remember what I was going to say. So I was going to do some research into the movie.
Yeah.
And who made this movie? Do you know? Like what company?
I feel like it was like Warner Brothers and because of the DC characters.
Yeah, they had
Warner Brothers.
So many characters. Like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Some Looney Tunes characters, Iron Giant, like all this stuff. And I was just like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I was like, they must be in bed with some kind of production company. Because I was like, dang, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
We were like picking out all of them during the whole thing.
I know. It's amazing to watch.
I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Yes.
So let's see here. I've never played VR.
Okay, neither have I.
I've wanted to. There's
Same.
this place in Dallas that has it. The whole room is VR.
I want to try it out.
You put the glasses on and you get to go through all these different levels and stuff. I told my dad about it, and I told him that I was going to invite you and Addison, and he can bring his little boyfriend, and we can all go. But anyways. I've never done that before, so it's interesting. But I don't like knowing that while I have that on, someone could be messing with me, or like someone just be like creeping in my house or whatever, and I'm just in there like, oh. I wish you could see out and see out, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like the fact that I won't be able to see anything. Though I sleep with a sleep mask, so what's the point of that? I don't know. So just like Peter Parker, he lives with his aunt.
Yeah.
That was fun. There was another thing I was going to say that was kind of about, himself, the guy who plays Wade.
Yeah.
He reminds me and sounds like a young Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And that's all I could think the whole time. Like when you see him, he kind of looks like he could be related to him. And then his voice like definitely reminded me of Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I don't know Jonathan Taylor Thomas like that to like picture his voice.
Well, I did.
I don't. Like I watched Home Improvement, but to be honest with you, my favorite part of that show was Tool Time.
Really?
Yeah, that was like if they could just have a show of Tool Time, that's what I cared about.
That was really fun. I did like Tool Time. I always liked when he would go talk to Wilson too.
Whatever.
And I like the interaction with him and his wife, Jill.
I distinctly remember one episode. You know what? I think I know why I don't want to be a housewife. I just remembered. There was this one episode where I guess Jill was gone. Mm-hmm. So Tim had to like do stuff, you know, take care of the house or whatever. And so she comes back and she throws a fucking hissy fit. Because apparently, you know how you could buy, you know, the 10, 12 pack of sponges or whatever, and they come for dishes and they come out in different colors, yellow, pink, blue, whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently she had a system. So the brand new one would come out and would be for the dishes. As it wore down, she would then use it for like to clean the counters, mm-hmm. and then it got demoted down to Tim's, you know, tool shed or whatever. So it had like a system of how it went. And so the system was like, okay, you know, today I got a brand new one. So this is the pink one. Mm-hmm. So the green one is for this, the red one is for that. And she threw a hissy fit because he didn't use the right sponge to clean the right thing. Yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck is your problem? Okay. Like, it's not that, if it's that serious, mm-hmm. then fucking throw all of the sponges away and just start over. Yeah. Like the house was tidy. Like that just threw me in a mind bend. I was like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
And I hated her character since that point.
Well, you know,
and maybe that's why I never really focused on the show anymore and just Tool Time.
I do feel as though a lot of those shows are written by dudes, and I think they just think, oh, this is all the wives have to complain about, just the stupid little sponges, whatever. And they really did a lot of like wives and TV shows during that time and like before, a huge disservice because they're just like, oh, they're just going to sit around the house and they're just going to do their little dishes, blah, 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 blah. No wonder why there's VR now where people can just go pretend to be somebody else, do something else, you know?
Like, it was just so dumb.
It is dumb. It kind of reminded me, the movie kind of reminded me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, just like a little bit. Like, hey, we have these golden tickets out there, and you can win the keys to the kingdom, you know? And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. And the more we got to know, like, the, what is the main guy's name?
Percival?
No, the creator. Holiday?
Yeah.
The more we got to learn about Holiday, you're just like, yeah, he's definitely, what's the dude's name in Chocolate Factory?
Willy Wonka?
Yeah, Willy Wonka. He's definitely Willy Wonka. So did they, who was the owner of the stuff? He sold over his shares to whom? Was it
I think it was a board of directors that was handling everything.
Okay.
Until the challenge was completed.
Because I know that was his whole big thing, was he was mad that he did that. And it seemed to me that his friend.
Oh, Ogdell.
Augie. Mm-hmm. It seemed like he didn't share it with him. So
No, he got a buyout, but he wanted to put in rules and structure. He was more of the businessman, whereas Holiday was just the creator.
Yeah.
He wanted unlimited.
Yeah. So, but who did he sign his shares over to?
What do you mean?
That was the whole thing that Wade realized that was his biggest regret, is that he signed his name to a document. And
No. He made his friend sign over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
His biggest regret was making his friend sign over his part of the control of the company and ousted him.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't pick I don't know why I thought it was the other way around.
That's okay. You only saw it once.
That is true. I saw it last night and I was very tired. I watched the whole thing. I did not fall asleep.
Okay.
But I was very tired. And some of it got blurred in there.
It's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
It's a whole new world.
A whole new world. Which, by the way, that's coming out soon.
I saw that on the 27th or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to find if we can find
we should go on Monday.
Like sneak peek tickets.
We should just go on Monday on Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever. Memorial Day.
We could, but that's my sister's birthday party that we're having.
Okay.
We could possibly go another time.
Okay.
That. We'll have to figure it out. Let's see here. So what is your favorite part or things that stick out to you?
My favorite part is when everyone attacked Planet Doom. Now, in the movie, you don't see the extent of this, but in the book, the description is everybody came. Everybody. Like the sky was blackened with people's ships and they attacked this thing. Like it was a full out Lord of the Rings, Two Towers battle. It was, amazing. And then what I love is once he gets to the end, they do that catalyst bomb where everybody is wiped, right? And he still has that quarter for an extra life.
Yeah.
So he uses it and he does the ending. And the thing is that everybody can now see like they do really, but everybody's watching this live broadcast. But when he goes into the room where he sees his younger self, the video feed cuts off. So that is a private conversation he is having with Holiday. I really wish they had showed that was a private conversation so that you don't know what is discussed, And then when he gets out, they were like, what happened? His friends are like, what happened? Because they don't know what happened after he went into that room. And then he does split it with everyone. Also, another thing I like and dislike in the book, the older Asian dude, he actually died when he used the Gundam.
Yeah.
Because you only have like 60 seconds of that power and he exploded and he died. That or they killed him in real life. I can't quite remember. But either ways, he dies in the book. And so I just felt like that was the ultimate sacrifice for this is how much you believe in this. I'm glad he didn't die in the movie.
Yeah.
But he died in the books. Another thing is like me, my friends, we would have been at that battle. We would have been all in and we would have died and been okay with that. Like, yeah.
For me, because I've not watched Lord of the Rings, but for me, it reminded me of Game of Thrones. One of the last season, one of the last episodes, they have all these,
everybody.
They have a very specific name, but they are just like shooting out of nowhere and just coming. And that's what it looked like to me. I was just like, oh my God. Cause they're all, daywalkers or dead walker. I don't know.
I guess it's like the game end for Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that too.
It was amazing.
Yeah, you just see so many people and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How are they going to win? How are they going to win? Get through this.
Yep.
I knew that coin had some significance, obviously. I really liked the whole, okay, so the first time we saw it, I didn't know what the hell they were doing. But they're all get their little go-karts or their different vehicles.
Oh yeah, the race.
The race. I was like, what is happening?
And
what
that race
doing?
happens like once a day, like at 3:00. So
Yeah.
you have to wait till the next day to try again.
Yeah. And I was just like, what is going on? So then when they started the second time and he goes backwards, I was like, oh, okay. They do this every day. That makes more sense. Okay. I was just very lost between all of it because I didn't know what was happening and what was going on. Let's see. Can't think of any other part. I really enjoyed the soundtrack, obviously. Like, okay, so we follow Wade. Wade's the main protagonist in this movie. But I feel like the holiday is the main story.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
his world.
Yeah. And so that's why the soundtrack matches what someone his age would have loved to hear. And I like that. Like you don't ever really get that.
Well, the thing is like they were all became immersed and did research on everything about him.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to put themselves in his head to try to like figure him out, you know? And the reason why was it Cleveland, Ohio was like the new tech center was because that's where the company was founded.
Yeah.
So the stacks, that's what it is. It's just trailers stacked upon each other. And I really love Holiday. I know that there's a Ready Player 2.
Oh.
There is a book part 2. I have not read it.
Shocking.
Because I am afraid that it will ruin this book. So here are my thoughts of Holiday. Yes, he is dead.
I thought he went mad.
No, he died. This is what I feel. He is dead. But he somehow found a way to put his essence in this world.
Yeah.
So now he's sentenced, like an AI sentinel being type thing. That's what I think. So I feel like book 2 might explore that. Like I feel like, you know, obviously there's always going to be people that are going to try to take control of the company.
Yeah.
They are now, I feel, in danger. They're definitely going to have to need security, protection. I feel that's where that book 2 might be going. I feel like there will come a point where they're like super in danger and then Holiday's spirit will have to save the day somehow.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, he has trillions of dollars, so he can buy all the little special things that you can use to protect yourself, right?
Yeah, but some people don't believe in danger. I don't want to change my life.
Yeah.
You know, like, I hate to say it, but like, if you're a billionaire, you can't just be walking in the hood.
Yeah.
You know, like, you have to be self-aware. So.
One thing I liked is I know this came out in 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But we didn't have drones delivering food then, but we do now. So I wonder if someone watched this movie and was like, wonder if we could do that.
Not necessarily. You have to remember sometimes there's pilot programs where they do tests and stuff. Like right now, they have little robots that are delivering packages, you know, and there's videos of them getting runned over and stuff.
They deliver a Whataburger.
Yeah,
So that's why I thought it was really cool. I was like, maybe someone saw that from this movie and was like, hell, we could do that now. So they, because that's supposed to be in the future. So I just thought, wow, that's really cool that now that, how many years after, it's 5 years since that movie came out, now we do have that. I just thought that was pretty awesome.
I feel like that already existed 5 years ago.
Drones existed, but they weren't delivering packages.
I feel like there were tests. Like, I distinctly remember seeing videos of just ideas. And then I remember the comments of people like, I would be shooting that down, getting me whatever that is. Like, you have to remember, like, these ideas start as ideas, and it takes a very long time before they're ever implemented into the real world. So the creator might have just read these ideas and implemented into his world, but that doesn't mean that it was completely created only for the purpose of this movie.
No, I just thought it was really cool. Because, like, when you watch the Jetsons now, you're like, hey, we have all those things. Like, oh, that's really cool. Like, they thought of it in 1950 something, and now we have them. Way before the Jetsons were supposed to have them. So I just, I don't remember what decade or year the Jetsons are in, but we're getting pretty close to being in that same time frame as when the Jetsons started. And it's just cool that we have all those things that they predicted that we would have. So I just think that's cool. There's also something else. I don't remember the other thing that I noticed. Oh, well. Is there anything that you hate about this movie?
There are scenes I would have liked to have seen. However, I understand why they were cut. Like, there was a point where there was a falling out and they all kind of went their own ways. And that's in the book, he actually got that coin a different way. Okay. He was doing his own research. He went and found this old arcade on this planet and he was playing the game. And when he won, they gave him this coin. And he was like, okay, what is this coin? He put it into his inventory and like he's tried to get it out of his inventory, but it would never leave his inventory. And of course, it's not till the end that you find out you couldn't get rid of it because it was an artifact and it was an extra life.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the party when they went to the dance room, in the book, Og actually is the one who saves the day because he shows up and he basically brings the party and the fighting stops. So, and then he becomes friends with them. And in the end, instead of them driving around, they actually go to Og's private estate and hook up into his fancy equipment. So their physical lives are never in danger because they're in a safe area when all of that happens. But I liked the movie version better.
I was like, why are they in this van that's very descriptive? Like, at least change up the van and make it so it's not so noticeable.
How do you know she doesn't work as a delivery driver on the weekends or something?
I know. I was just like, wow, they saw you in the van, so they know what it looks like. And it's not like it's just like a white van. It had very distinctive stuff on it. And I was just like, you couldn't have changed it a little bit?
But you have to remember, she wasn't planning on being on the run.
True.
So when exactly is she supposed to change how the van looks?
I don't know. It bothered me.
The zombie apocalypse is here, Sarah. We need to make a run for it. And I'm driving around in like a very noticeable car. When are we going to have time to change it?
I just felt like nobody else had a car. They couldn't just find a different car.
No, they were kids.
Like, well,
one of them was already on the run.
I was like, there's a lot of people that just discard their vehicle. You couldn't have just found another car, borrowed someone's. That's all.
I think H actually lived in a different city. Yeah. And the two Asian kids were actually in Asia.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like, because they play online. You play from around the world.
Yeah, but their physical bodies were there too. Right?
But they would have come in.
Oh. So flied
Yeah.
Flew in. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Do you want to borrow one of my books?
I won't read it. All right. Well, this shouldn't be a surprise, but April, if you
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. What I would give to bring my space back. I loved
talk to Tom.
MySpace so much. I remember I read a comment of Tom.
It still exists.
I log into it every now and then just to see if I can log in. But I remember there was a comment, like Tom was on Facebook and somebody commented like, "Hey, Tom, you're such a loser. Your MySpace is like a failure, blah, 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 blah." And he's like, I sold MySpace for like $500 million. I'm not the one who tanked it. And I was like, sweet.
I like Tom. Tom's a cool guy.
I deleted him as a friend.
Oh, but he wanted to be everybody's friend.
He was my first friend.
First friend. Well, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was going to be trash, but I enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. I was more excited about it than afterwards than I was going into it. So
good.
Yeah. You know, just sometimes when April picks stuff, I'm like, I don't know about this. Because I'm not really into those kind of worlds.
Yeah.
But I liked that it wasn't futuristic. Like it was in the future, but it wasn't futuristic, you know? They were wearing jeans. Like I liked that it seemed like a world that's just a little bit further than our world. And I enjoyed that. I don't like when
at this point, I think it takes place in 2046. So it's literally like 20 years up the road.
So then he was in his 20s?
I don't know. I didn't math.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I did hear him say something like that. And I was like, wait, he said he was born in 2027. And
he's
then
a young adult.
I thought he was like 15. So
possibly, I don't know.
I guess he could be older. I don't know. The math don't math.
We haven't mathed it, so we can't say that.
That's true. I was trying to math it while they were talking, and I was very confused as to what all that. Because when he said that Holiday died, I was like, okay, but like, how old are you? So I don't know.
Well, the race has been going on under 5 years. I feel like 3 years or 4 years or something. So
I don't know why I thought it had been going on a lot longer. There was a lot going on. I was trying to pay attention. All right. So what do we have up for next week?
Next week is Cinco de Mayo.
Ole.
It's going to be May. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Maybe we could watch one of your crappy fairy stories for the May Queen.
We still have another April movie.
I thought we were just going to wait till next year.
No, we're doing it because we have, I was going to tell you, we have a guest coming on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, look forward to that, folks.
Okay.
We have someone stopping by our hen house to chat about the movie. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff coming around the bend.
Cute.
So, all right, guys. Well, April, where can they find us?
Two Chicks Talking Flicks over on Instagram.
You can find us at Two Chicks Talkin Flicks at Gmail.
Hey, we've got a Facebook, Two Chicks Talking Flicks.
And we have interesting stuff going on always at our TikTok at Two Chicks Talkin Flicks.
Toodles.
This episode was produced by Two Chicks Talkin Flicks. Music was produced by Michael Girvani. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to be a part of the show, have a movie suggestion, or just want to give us some love, you can email us at twochickstalkinflicks@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Toodles.